behind in attaining primary and secondary education. The president made this known during the flag-off of the Back to School Scholarship Training, Education and Mentorship Program to indigent basic students in Oyo State. Shegun Falamo completes the story.
The Back to School Scholarship Training, Education and Mentorship Program to Indigent Basic School Students initiative is part of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renew Hope agenda, aimed at inspiring growth through education and mentorship. The initiative, which is spearheaded by the Presidential Community Engagement Office Southwest, aims at distributing over 50,000 essential educational materials to over 50,000 indigent basic school students in Southwest. Now, the initiative has kicked off in the Ruwa Ibarapa axis of Oyo State, led by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement, Moremi Ojidu.
I want to encourage you to not give up. One day you shall be great and you will be great. It's about believing in yourself and holding on to the values you have. To the parents, please, education is not something you can compromise. You have to make sure that your children go to school. Whatever it takes, please take your children to the classrooms. It's very important for them to be able to compete with anybody. It's the best asset. It's the best thing you can ever bestow. True, it's the best thing you can give your own children.
The initiative was further taken to Orire and Ogoluwa local governments, where they all converge at Community Grammar School, Iwate. She also urged parents to prioritize education as the best asset they can give their children.
I've seen a reason for all of us to go back to our roots and inspire growth in these children and inspire the best values of education, because education is the best legacy a child or any student can be bequeathed with. So I'm going back with my report to Mr. President to let him know about how this engagement has gone and to also let him know that we have to do much more in the education sector of Nigeria as a whole.
While thanking the president for the efforts, school pupils and the teachers say more needs to be done on infrastructure as well as teaching and learning aids.
President Bola Ahmed to help me to give me scholarship. My parents are not well okay for me to further my education. President Bola Ahmed, please help me.
I would like him to give us building, to give us infrastructural facility like chairs, desks, table, and computer laboratory, as well as a decent library.
And to other stories. Justice Kudirat Olatokunbo Kekere-Ekun took oath of office as the 23rd Chief Justice of Nigeria on Monday, with President Bola Tinubu reaffirming his administration's commitment to upholding the judiciary's independence and sanctity. Justice Kekere-Ekun, the second female CJN in Nigeria's history, was sworn in following a confirmation by the Senate. The ceremony, which occurred at the Council Chamber of the State House, Abuja, had 4 former Chief Justices of the Federation, including the first female Justice, Aloma Mukhtar, the President of the Court of Appeal, and other heads of Judiciary Division in attendance. President Tinubu underscored the pivotal role of the judiciary in safeguarding Nigeria's constitutional democracy, reiterating his government's dedication to improving judicial officers' welfare and working conditions, while noting recent decisions to enhance their effectiveness in administering justice. The President lauded Justice Kekere-Ekun's rise as a testament to hard work and an inspiration to women, particularly young girls, in a male-dominated profession, and acknowledged the presence of Justice Kekere-Ekun's 89-year-old mother, Mama Wilfred Laiwola Ugodimo, Nay Savage, and other family members led by Akin Kekere-Ekun, Justice Kekere-Ekun's husband. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command said it has commenced deployment of personnel and equipment ahead of the Independence celebration slated for October 1st. The command, which is without a Commissioner of Police, however, was silent over its preparation for the protest scheduled for the Sunday. In a statement on Monday, the Police Command spokesperson Josephine Ade said the deployment included explosive ordnance disposal personnel, anti-riot equipment and visibility policing, among others. She added that this was to ensure FCT residents have a peaceful Independence Day celebration. Now we are joined by Femi Onokara, a political analyst, to discuss this issue of Independence Day. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. Okay, all right. So in Nigeria right now, as we are celebrating Independence Day, there is call for restructuring. Has there been a key issue in the country? In your opinion, do you think restructuring is really what we need as a nation at this time? Okay, could you please unmute your audio? We cannot hear you at this time.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think the subject of restructuring is an overflowed diversionary issue. It does not really add much to the bottom line of the progress of the country that we all desire. I do not see how it portends any good. Currently, the National Assembly is working on several bills to reduce exposure of a central government, which was what was, previously in place in the country. And it is my honest opinion that with some of the landmark reforms we've had to the Constitution, we talk about the PIA, we talk about the Freedom of Information Bill, the LG autonomy that was recently pushed through. Their changes will happen over time, and it is a process. There is no magic touch that restructuring is going to do, because you will still need collaboration between state actors at each point in time. And I don't see the value in that. It's like trying to recreate the wheel when you have something that is functional already. Why not improve the efficiency of what you have, right? Delete some stuff from the exclusive list, if that is the issue, and then have a devolution of power and empowerment of constituted authorities across channels.
Okay, all right. So a lot of brilliant minds identified that perhaps what plagues us in this country is our constitution. And we know that the Ninth Assembly, that was the past assembly, they tried to make some reforms of the constitution, some adjustment. But from your own opinion, how can Nigeria's constitution better address key issues in the country?
One thing that we need to understand is that there's no silver bullet, and I think that's one of the problems we have as a nation. We keep expecting a silver bullet. Progress is iterative. Development takes time. You learn, you make mistakes, you review, you analyze what you've done, and then you start again and push forward. America is one of the biggest democracies in the world, and their constitution is subject to amendments several times. When they see key issues that affect the life of people, they amend that section of the Constitution to reflect the will of the people. Now, what people are talking about regarding an overhaul of the entire constitutional framework that we operate right now is just an exercise in futility, because how do you create a referendum to address all the issues, especially with our current political climate? So I would think that, the Constitution can be better. There are areas that require improvement. Let the NAS and state houses of assembly, work on those things, and then we can have a more improved document that reflects what we want. And if it is regarding the concurrent and exclusive list, which is often used as the excuse to, of the inability of the Constitution on some issues, then amendments can be made along the line as well. I don't think, we're doing too badly. The previous assembly did very well. They passed a couple of key, reform bills. And this has been an ongoing process from 1999 that we started the Fourth Republic. So I think, yes, the Constitution can be improved on, but it is not as bad as it is being portrayed. What we should be looking for is how to enforce the positions of the Constitution, get clarity and enforce. That is when we would realize that our current Constitution can actually work for us, right? And we can make changes as it were down the road.
Okay, all right. So the Nigerian youth once again are set to step out tomorrow to protest against bad governance. Do you think it's necessary at this time, or do you think perhaps they need to exercise more patience to let the seed sown by the present president yield result?
One thing I should first establish that, you know, protest is a right. You can call for a protest, you can make demands of government. The government actually is supposed to serve the people. That's, the way the structure works. So I do not have an issue with the youth wanting to go on protest. They are free to hear their grievances as long as it is done within the ambit of the law. Subsequent hijack of such a thing makes very much the objective of what they're trying to push. It becomes a politically motivated agenda, and that is distracting for all of us, because that's not what what we want to spend our Independence Day on. Regarding the end to bad governance calls from the youth, I think it is they're well in line and should do same if they feel so aggrieved. They should also be clear in what they want from the government. You can't have a carpet statement like end bad governance. End bad governance in what? Mention key areas that you require adjustment, just like we talked about in the Constitution, right? Mention key areas and where you want, the government to apply more effort, where you want to see the result of democracy, being realized. Not just a blanket government that looks like a government takeover exercise in disguise, and that just, brings disharmony to the country and upsets the cat. I feel that the youth are stakeholders. Some programs have been designed for them. I believe that calls should be made from their part regarding, so create more visibility for this program, like the National Youth Investment Fund that was just recently, passed along into effect. Create awareness about this thing. I think that's one of the things that the government also need to talk about. A number of the initiatives that they are pushing, most people are not aware of them. The social media is awash with more silly news, right? Distracting news, as against useful information that could actually benefit the life of the youth, which is why they are, agitating. So I think the federal government and all level of executive governance in the country need to push out this thing and make people more aware. Let us really harness what the issue is. One party is saying I'm doing a lot, the other party is saying I'm not saying enough. There must be a nexus, a meeting point. A protest should not be violent. It should be an expression as a stakeholder that wants collective progress, for the nation. So I don't have any problem with any campaign or protest, regarding the desires of the citizens from the leadership. But I believe it should be done in an orderly manner, and it should be clear in terms of what you want to achieve and how you're going to hold the other party accountable to meeting their own end as you keep yours as well.
Okay, all right. We really thank you for sharing with us from the wealth of your experience. Thank you so much for being with us on Galaxy TV News.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Happy Independence Day in advance.
Oh, thank you so much. Wishing you the same. And that's Femi Onaka, a political analyst. And now, moving on to other stories. A Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday again stopped the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) from releasing voters registered to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission (RSIEC) for the purpose of conducting the October 5, 2024 local government elections in the state. The court also barred the Inspector General of Police (IGP) and the Department of the State Service (DSS) from providing security. Correspondent Kunle reports that Justice Peter Ifu issued the order against INEC while delivering judgment in a suit brought before him by All Progressive Congress. The suit was argued on behalf of the APC by a team of senior lawyers comprising Joseph Dauda Sebastian and Ogo James Onoja, all sons. Justice Lifu held that the RSIEC was wrong in fixing October 5 date for the conduct of the poll into the 23 local governments when all relevant laws guiding the election had not been complied with. Among others, the judge held that with the failure of Rivers Electoral Body violated provisions of local government election conduct law by not publishing the mandatory 90 days notice before fixing the date. Justice Peter Lifu also held that the update and revision of voter register ought to have been concluded before an election date conduct be legally and validly fixed in law. The judge therefore ordered INEC not to make the certified voter register available to RSIC until the law has been fully complied with. Justice Peter Alifu also barred RSIC from accepting any voter register from INEC or using it for the purpose of the October 5 local government poll. You're still on to the news on Galaxy TV. Let's go on a break. When we come back, the news continues. We thank you for staying with us. Now for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 6666669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. Ogun Correctional Center holds graduation for 19 inmates in religious education in a bid to further rehabilitate inmates and reintegrate them into society. No fewer than 19 inmates of the Oda Abeokuta Correctional Center have graduated from a Quranic school. The inmates who have been undergoing religious education as part of their rehabilitation while serving their sentence were certified proficient in reading the Quran during a special graduation ceremony held at the correctional facility. The ceremony was themed religion as a key role in offenders' rehabilitation, reflecting the center's focus on using faith-based approaches to reform its inmates. The superintendent in charge of the Maximum Security Custodial Center in Abeokuta, Oladeji Ayola, in a chat with newsmen, expressed satisfaction with the impact of the Quranic school. He called on other inmates who have yet to engage in educational or religious program to take inspiration from the graduating class.
Those that are keeping themselves in idle now, when they see all this kind of the ceremony we are doing today, now they will be urged to emulate the good things those ones are doing. So that's it. And the major something there is that we need to applaud them, and we need to even sensitize the public that they should not even stigmatize them, so that certificate will be utilized outside. Because when they are being integrated to the society, they will be up and doing, and they will be good for society and the government at large.
The importance of this educational program we are giving to them, it goes a long way in assisting them in behavioral modification, and at the same time it helps in moral damage repair. And at the same time, the third one that it's doing is that it gives spiritual protection and spiritual attention, which will now in turn be a giving peace to the society.
17 males and 2 females, making 19 inmates are graduating, celebrating their Wolimatu Quran today. The word of God goes a long way in reforming and rehabilitating the soul of human beings. So I'm very sure they are now another person entirely. They have been reformed via the word of God that has been introduced and been given to them. So today I'm very sure if they have the opportunity of going back into the society, they are going to be of a good product, and they will surely be of a good citizen to the country.
Now we move to the international desk for more news.
Hello and welcome to the Foreign News. The body of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, killed in an Israeli airstrike in southern Beirut, has been recovered. Friday's airstrike also killed Ali Karaki, the group's top commander in southern Lebanon. Hezbollah said it has not named others who died alongside Nasrallah and Karaki. A medical source and a security source said Nasrallah's body was found intact at the site of an Israeli air attack on Beirut's southern suburbs. Meanwhile, the Israeli military disclosed it has also killed Nabil Kauk amid an exchange of strikes between the two sides. Kauk had been a member of Hezbollah since the 1980s, previously serving as Deputy Director General of the southern region. Israel's military said that more than 20 other terrorists of varying ranks were also killed in the attack.
And that's it for now, but do join us at 9 p.m. for our primetime news. My name is Reba Misalako. See you then.